Yo, what is up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the fight between Matt Wiman and Jordan Leavitt at UFC Fight Night Hermanson versus Vettori. This fight is a light heavyweight fight. It is currently scheduled at Las Vegas, Nevada on December 5th. It should be a very good fight. Matt Wiman is currently the 107th best lightweight fighter in the world. He has a record of 16 wins, 9 losses, actually coming off of 2 losses inside the UFC to Joe Solecki by unanimous decision and Luis Pena by knockout about a year and a half ago. And because of that, he is a huge underdog in this fight. Currently sitting around plus 305. He is the much older fighter in this fight. He is 37 years old, 5 foot 10 inches tall, and has a 67-inch reach. Jordan Leavitt, I don't think he's ranked at lightweight yet because he is just coming in the UFC. This is his UFC debut. His last win was on the Contender Series over Luke Flores about a couple of months ago, and he's coming here on his UFC debut, the minus 380 moderate favorite as the undefeated fighter. He is 25 and a half years old, a huge age advantage. In this fight, he's also 5 foot 11 inches tall, a little bit of a height advantage, a 1-inch height advantage in this fight, and he has a huge reach of 71 inches, giving him the 4-inch reach advantage in this fight. Alright, so as I said at the beginning of this video, Matt Wiman is a huge underdog in this fight at plus 305 as the moderate underdog. Jordan Leavitt is the minus 380 moderate favorite. So even if you look at those Tapology predictions, out of 647 votes, which is a pretty good sample size on Tapology, 95% of the vote are going for Jordan Leavitt to win this fight. That is absolutely insane. For 95% of the vote to be going for Jordan Leavitt. 19 out of every 20 people voting on this fight are going for Jordan Leavitt. And most of the people going for Jordan Leavitt think he's going to win the fight by submission. He does have very good submission skills. I think 25% of the people that think Leavitt's going to win, I think he's going to win the fight by unanimous decision. And a couple of people do think he's going to win the fight by knockout. I think that's very unlikely that he ends up winning the fight by knockout. And only 5% of the vote are going for Matt Wiman to win this fight, mainly by unanimous decision. But some people do think he's going to go out there and get a knockout in this fight. Alright, so Matt Wiman, obviously, he's had a very long career. I mean, he's 37 years old. He's had a total of 25 pro MMA bouts, ranging back from 2004. Yeah, he's been fighting for 16 years. That's absolutely insane. In 2004, he actually started off with a win, another win, and then lost his first fight to Roger Huerta, came back with a win over Mark Thomas Grissom, lost his next 2 fights to Nick Agalar, got a shot inside the UFC, where in his first fight with the promotion against Spencer Fisher, ended up losing that fight by flying knee in the second round at UFC 60. Came back after that on The Ultimate Fighter Season 5 in an exhibition bout against Marlon Sims. Got a first round rear naked choke submission. Lost his next fight. Also was an exhibition bout against Manny Gamburan by unanimous decision. And then on The Ultimate Fighter 5 finale, I believe he got a first round knockout win over Brian Gagarthy and a unanimous decision win, followed by a first round rear naked choke submission over Justin Bacholtz and a second round knockout over Thiago Tavares. But in his next fight, he was actually supposed to be fighting Frankie Edgar, a former UFC champion, but instead was replaced with Jim Miller, and Jim Miller ended up beating him by unanimous decision. He looked to come back with a decision win over Sam Stout in his next fight, but ended up losing that fight also by unanimous decision. Came back after those 2 losses with a unanimous decision win over Shane Nelson and a first-round guillotine choke submission over Mac Danzini and a unanimous decision over Cole Miller, and then got a big step up in competition against another veteran fighter in Dennis Seaver, but lost that fight by unanimous decision. Came back with a unanimous decision in a rematch against Mac Danzini and a first-round armbar submission over Paul Sass. But in his next fight against TJ Grant, another veteran fighter inside the UFC, ended up losing that fight by first round knockout. Came back after that with a unanimous decision win. And that was back in 2014, almost 2015. It was in December as well. And he was supposed to fight Leonardo Santos about 4 months later. Had to pull out of that fight, and he actually didn't fight after that win over Isaac Valley Flag by unanimous decision until 2019. He took a 5-year layoff from pro MMA fighting, and then joined back inside the UFC in 2019, where he ended up losing his first fight back in the promotion to Luis Pena by 3rd round TKO, and lost the fight after that to Joe Solecki by unanimous decision. Alright, now if you look at his opponent's record, I mean 7-0, it's an absolutely amazing record. He hasn't been fighting for that long. He started his career back in 2017. Started with a win over Tony Martinez, got another unanimous decision win over Lucas Newfield, a first-round arm triangle choke submission, followed by a first-round heel hook submission over Johnny Walker. And you guys may be thinking, he beat Johnny Walker, the top 10 light heavyweight? No, it's just some other random Johnny Walker on the regional scene, but he did win that fight by first-round heel hook submission in just 17 seconds of that very first round. I mean, he took him down so fast, grabbed the ankle, and he just submitted him so fast. And they got a unanimous decision win in his next fight in BCM Promotions against Izzy Williams by unanimous decision, and then joined the LFA in his next fight against Levon Lewis, where he got a second round anaconda choke submission, followed by a first-round arm triangle choke submission over Luke Flores on the Contender Series this year, I believe about 4 months ago. Alright, so obviously Matt Wiman, he's been fighting inside the UFC since 2016, 14 years of fighting inside the UFC. Obviously with that break from 2014 to 2019 where he came back. But when he came back, he did not really look too good. He ended up losing his first fight back inside the UFC back in 2019 by third-round TKO to Luis Pena, a pretty good striker, and then lost his next fight by unanimous decision to Joe Solecki. And he's getting an even better opponent, in my opinion, in Jordan Leavitt in this one than those other two fighters. I believe Jordan Leavitt would beat Joe Solecki and would beat Luis Pena. But Jordan Leavitt, he's just such a good grappler. I mean, if you look at the fights that he's had so far, it may not seem like he's getting submissions every single one of his fights. It's just unanimous decision, unanimous decision, unanimous decision, and then 4 submissions. I mean, he's a very good submission artist. Just all those unanimous decisions are literally just him dominating on the ground against other grapplers. I mean, how are you supposed to submit other grapplers when they're just defending the whole time, not trying to do any offense on you? And once he ends up fighting someone like Matt Wiman, that's mainly a striker, he does very good on the ground. And I think he'll do very good in this fight against Matt Wiman. I think he'll take him down, try to go for some submissions in the first or second round, maybe get a submission in the first or second round. I gave it a 50-50 chance that he gets a submission in that first or second round, or he gets a win by unanimous decision. Alright guys, that is my prediction. I have Jordan Leavitt winning the fight by first or second round submission or by unanimous decision. It really just depends on if he gets past that second round. If he gets past the second round, goes in the third round, I think then he's going to win the fight by unanimous decision, because that means that Matt Wiman is defending the submissions very well on the ground. But who do you guys think is going to win the fight? Is it going to be Matt Wiman, coming off of 2 losses in 2019? Before that, had fights ranging back from 2006 inside the UFC. Or is it going to be Jordan Leavitt, the undefeated grappler, coming in here after a win on the Contender Series, a submission win in the third round? Who is it going to be, guys? Is it going to be the plus 305 moderate underdog or the minus 380 moderate favorite? Put it in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on them post notifications so you don't miss when I post this absolutely amazing MMA content. It's been a very fun video. I'm out of here.